Good morning. It's Friday already, the 28th of July, 2023. Yeah, I'm going to ask Alexa, what's the weather today? Alexa, what's the weather today?
The current weather is 77 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has some sun and thunderstorms, with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 72 degrees.
Golly, a high of only 86. Wow, it's going to be a relatively cool day. Oh my goodness, well, I'm glad to know that. So, oh, by the way, this is how curly my hair is, okay? I just washed it and I dried it with a blow dryer with a diffuser. So you can see I have got really curly hair. And today's the day I'm going to my friend's house. It was supposed to be Monday, but we had to make it today. And she's going to try to figure out ways that I can style my hair because, you know, it's getting long. So, okay, I'll take pictures and post them. So I decided this morning, this is arpeggio, okay, Nespresso arpeggio. I had this the other day, but I put stuff in it. I thought, I'm just going to try it with nothing in it and see if I can detect the cocoa notes. Now, this is an espresso. Of course, when you extract an espresso or a lungo, anything that has crema on top, actually, you should go ahead and get a little spoon and just kind of push that crema back in to redissolve some of those coffee oils that got bubbled to the top when, because of the pressure in the machine, they got together with the air and made bubbles, much like bubble bath does. Of course, in a bubble bath, you don't want to bust the bubbles, but in this, the bubbles have a good flavor, but they're awfully strong. They're a concentration of the coffee oils, and I used to go ahead and stir, and then I would taste, but it's so strong, it can be unpleasant in a lot of cases. You know, I mean, anything you like, if there's too much of it, it can just be too much. Yeah, a little too much there. Okay, let me get a napkin here. Alrighty. All right, I'm going to taste it. I shouldn't have done that. Woo! Okay, it's a little, like, bitter. But let me taste the coffee. I'm going to suck it from underneath that crema. Do I taste cocoa notes? Okay, this is what I'm going to say. First of all, I'm going to add a little dash of milk to it. I've shared this before. I am so influenced by the descriptions, excuse me, that if it said it tasted like, I don't know, artichokes, I would probably think that I'm getting some artichoke flavor in there. You know what? I bet, just for fun, I've cooled this off. Oh, that's good. I've cooled it off a little bit too much. Let me pop it in here for 10 seconds. Okay. And I'm going to look on the coffee wheel, time cook. Oh, we'll do it for 12 seconds. Okay. Now then, I turn this, I'm going to turn the big light on. Okay. So, let's look under vegetable and see. I don't see any artichoke. I'm disappointed. You know, when you have things like sage and grassy and mushroom, you got squash, green pepper, olive, leafy greens, tobacco, is that cedar and fresh wood and soil, things like that. And you don't have artichoke. I mean, it just kind of seems like you ought to, doesn't it? I'm just looking around. It could be listed someplace else. Maybe savory. Oh, soy sauce. I don't know if I'd like coffee with hints of soy sauce. Anyhow, all right. So there, oh, I'll turn. These are just for reading. There actually is a coffee taster's guide. Let me put the milk back in the fridge just a minute, because you know and I know I will forget. Okay, so, all right, big light off. There is a coffee taster's guide. It's like a couple hundred pages or more. And it actually references what each of those notes that I just read you about should taste like. It references it to, like a certain amount of a certain brand or type of spice or plant or chemical or stuff like that. Things that are have a pretty consistent flavor, so that the experts with the educated palates can detect if that's what they're tasting in the coffee. So I mean, it has a scientific basis. It is quantifiable. It's not just, somebody like me saying, oh, I don't know, I smell artichoke or whatever, So when it says that this has cocoa notes, some expert somewhere compared it to the scientific thing, and sure enough, it does have cocoa notes, but I have an uneducated palate. So my education all went up here. None of it went down there. Okay, let me give this a try and see if the milk has maybe enabled me to taste those cocoa notes. Well, again, I'm so influenced by what I read. You know what? I know if I put some of this in chocolate coconut macaron, skinny syrup, I'm going to get cocoa notes. Just a little, because this is an espresso. Like, this cup is maybe about a little over 5 ounces. 5 or 6 ounces. So, what have I got here? The espresso's 1.35 ounces. The milk wasn't very much, so I have, maybe almost 2 ounces in here. So I certainly don't want to put in too much syrup. Now it's got cocoa notes. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm not making fun of this stuff, although there certainly is, a certain degree of humor to it. But it's fun to learn a little bit about these things. In my case, not too much. And so how did I get started on this? Oh yeah, I was talking about the different notes that coffee seemed to have. So, sometimes we decide to buy certain coffee capsules because it says it has notes of cherries and, I don't know, tobacco. But can you taste it? Does it make a difference to you? If you taste that one and you taste just some of them are like a medium type coffee with biscuity or cereal notes, things like that. Can you detect a difference? Is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? Is it, you could take either one. Although I will say it is fun. I always like to buy new coffee when it comes out because it's just fun to try. And as you've seen in the past, well, you know what? Okay, I do try to make the best of even the worst coffees. But, sometimes it's wonderful, like that raspberry coffee from this past holiday season. And, what is it? Oh, the watermelon coffee for the Vertuo that they came out with, amazing. I think the pumpkin spice cake was really good too. Of course, some of these coffees, you know, some of them are expensive. Like a lot of them, 75, 85 cents a capsule. So you're saving money instead of going to the coffee shop, have a barista make it. Be your own barista. Save some money. Enjoy it in the comfort of your own home. But some of them can be, upwards of $2 a capsule. You really got to like that to spend the money on that. So I do look at the price also and try to find what I like within the comfort level of my budget. Well, anyway, good morning to y'all who are watching. It doesn't always show me names. I hope you have a lovely day. We're going to have a nice day here with it being more than 10 degrees cooler than it's frequently been. That's yummy.